Hi, Barry Foster here, and welcome back to A-League to the UK. This is episode number 25 with the Newcastle Jets in the Australian A-League, and today we have a FFA Cup first round match against MA Olympic. That's up in far north Queensland in the city of Townsville. But before we get to that game, just a little bit of news. We did play one pre-season match, and as you can see, that was against Broadmeadow Magic, a local side in the Newcastle area. And we beat them 13 goals to 1, which is very, very embarrassing, because I can assure you, you really don't see results like that against A-League sides and some of the local teams. Sure, Newcastle Jets might win 3-0, 4-0, maybe 5-0, 13 to 1. No, I don't think that's really quite right, but that's what the score was. So it was a bit of a romp. When it comes to signings, not much has really happened in that area. What we have done with signings, we've actually released Costa Petratos. We decided not to give this young fellow a new contract. He actually wanted to be an important player, and I don't really think he was good enough to be an important player. So we let him leave the club. And Valentino Yule, a 27-year-old forward who can play in a number of positions, I decided not to give him a new contract either. So he has left the club. In Costa Petratos' place, we have brought in Connor Payne. Now, quite an interesting player. He's 28. He can play on the left side. Even though he's 28, I think he's mentally and physically pretty good. He's been around in the A-League for a while, and if we have a look at his history, he started off with, according to this, Melbourne Victory back in 2012-13, and then he spent 3 seasons at the Central Coast Mariners, then 3 at Western United, and now he starts his first season with the Newcastle Jets. So I think Connor Payne could be quite a good addition to the side. Johnny Katumbas, he's gone to Perth Glory on loan for another season, just like he did last season. That's mainly because I don't think he's a bad player, but really when you look at a pace of 7, I just think he's too slow, and he's mainly a defensive player, and I don't really like defenders with a pace as low as 7. So he's with Perth for another season. And we have take a very quick look at the registration. Now, I haven't settled the registration issue at the moment because I don't have to. As you can see, we've currently got 17 players registered. We're well under our salary cap now. We're only spending about $41,000 a week. We were exceeding that at the end of last season. And what I've done, I've actually made one of our players a designated player, and this is the first time I've been able to make somebody a designated player, and it is Reece James. We actually gave him a new contract. He's a designated player, so his salary actually falls outside the salary cap, so that helps us in one way as well. But he's not a bad player, 28, and he's signed with us until May of 2026. So hopefully he'll stick around and be a fairly good player for the Newcastle Jets. But today we're playing MA Olympic up in far north Queensland in Townsville, the city of Townsville. And as you can see, they're a semi-professional squad. I've never heard of this team before. If we go to the facilities, their ground has a capacity of 75 people, so a very, very small ground. We'd be interested to see what the crowd figure is for this game, whether it's under 75 or does Football Manager make it a much bigger figure. So that'll be interesting to see. But MA Olympic, they're actually, their full name is the Mundingburra Atkinvale Olympic United Football Club. So that's what that's their full name, but I think we'll just use the abbreviation of MA Olympic. We should win this game and win it fairly comfortably, but having said that, these matches, especially in Football Manager, they're banana skins. So anyway, let's take the team up to far north Queensland and play MA Olympic in the FFA Cup first round. Here we go. Okay, so here's our lineup for today's match against MA Olympic. And as you can see, we're using a new formation, a 4-2-4 wide formation, which I quite like. I quite like having two strikers up front. So we've got in goal Mr. Woods, across the back line James, Clark, Ansell and Galloway. Brimmer and Sykes are in the midfield. Out on the left will be our new man, Connor Payne. Miller will be on the right, and Stamatolopoulos and Sumau will lead the attacking line. Now we can have 7 substitutes, and we've got Kinsey, a young fellow, sitting on the bench because Jack Duncan is just coming back from a bit of an injury. Aspropotomitis, Connor O'Toole, Gethin Jones, another new signing. He's had a bit of an injury too, but he's not too bad. But he's a new signing that can play at right back. I think he's going to be a good player for us as well. Jacob Melling, Angus Thurgate and Jai Oakes. Now, Jai Oakes has been promoted to the first team. He's now 21. I've got a feeling this fellow is going to be quite good. He's got very good finishing, very good first touch. He's got a little bit of pace about him as well. Very good off the ball, very good determination. His technique's not too bad. I've just got a feeling this guy might be quite good, so we've promoted him to the first team. And fingers crossed that he won't let me down. But anyway, that's the team for today. So let's submit the team. Okay, we've got some squad numbers will have to be given to some of the players, and we'll just do that very, very quickly, I think. Harry Clark, you can have 18. Mr. Gethin Jones, you can have 10. Connor Payne, you can have 19. And Jai Oakes, why not 24? So we'll submit those numbers. And let's get to the game. We've also got a new assistant manager this year as well. A former A-League player, Carl Vert. Quite an experienced man in the game, and he reckons we should be winning this one fairly comfortably. I'm going to go along with that because we should be. And Carl can do the old tunnel interview as normal. And we'll see what the crowd noise sounds like. I think it's a little bit. I think we'll get rid of that. I've had a few issues with the crowd noise in Football Manager recently in a private save. It's become really quite loud and scratchy. I have no idea why, but I think it's better off with no sound at all. In fact, if this ground, if you remember, has a capacity of 75 people, I've got a feeling Sports Interactive have got this slightly wrong. It looks like a much bigger ground than one that could hold only 75 people. But anyway, better concentrate on the game because, as I said, these games can often be banana skins for A-League sides. And this is Sumau. I think he's got a penalty. I think he has. So we do have a penalty in the 4th minute of the game. I'm not quite too sure who's going to be taking this. Brimmer, fair enough. I've got a feeling he's pretty good, and he tucks it away. So, okay, early goal for the Jets. A little bit fortunate getting a penalty, but we'll take it. We don't often get too many penalties in the game. And, of course, Newcastle Jets, being an A-League side, they are expected to win this match and progress to the next stage in the FFA Cup. It's a little bit embarrassing when you lose to a state league side, especially one playing up in a competition in the far north Queensland. Anyway, this is Brimmer playing it out to Connor Payne, who sends in quite a decent looking shot, a little bit wide of the posts. But I think Connor Payne should be quite a good replacement for Costa Petratos. He's got plenty of experience in the A-League, so I think we were quite fortunate to get him. And this is the man at the moment, Connor Payne, with another shot, this time a goal. Rather questionable goalkeeping then. I think the keeper probably should have got down and saved that. But 2-0 to the Newcastle Jets, and it's only the 7th minute of the match. And the weather report for this game was a downpour, which is not unusual in far north Queensland. But it doesn't look like it's a downpour at the moment, although the pitch seems to be in perfect condition. So can MA Olympic somehow get back into the game? 2 early goals against them. This is Harris for MA Olympic. Gets a cross in, but that's been cleared by Clark. Clark, who was a loan player last season from Arsenal, we did sign him on a contract, so he is now a Newcastle player, and I think Clark is going to be extremely good defender for Newcastle. I was very impressed with him last season. Only young, I think he's only about 20, 21. And this is him on the ball out to Connor Payne, who seems to be seeing quite a bit of the ball out there on the left. A decent cross in, and well, Sumau with a very, very good goal. Sumau didn't see a great deal of game time last season. He did have 1 or 2 injuries, and playing with one striker, Stamatolopoulos, was in such good form last season. He really kept Sumau on the bench. I was thinking of trying to sell Sumau, but I put him on the transfer market and nobody showed any interest in making a bid for him, so I decided to maybe keep him since we're playing with 2 strikers. But if he can continue to score like that, I'll be very, very pleased. And here's another goal, this time Ansell, a defender, from a corner. And it's 4-0 to the Jets, and we're not even 15 minutes into this match. So I do have a feeling it's going to be quite a romp. Maybe not 13 goals to 1 as it was against Broadmeadow Magic, but it's a very strong start for the Newcastle boys. Not a very good goal kick there by, or free kick by the keeper. Gave possession straight to the Jets, and this is Miller. Nice cross. Well, Stamatolopoulos, unmarked, free header, 5-0. Okay, I think this is going to be a romp. I guess the question will be, will we get to 10 goals at the end of the match or more? Will we maybe do better than 13 goals to 1? But look at this poor defending. No one marking him, and Stamatolopoulos, he gets off the mark with a goal. So both strikers are hitting the back of the net, which is always good to see. Anyway, this is Galloway. He's going to have some competition in the right back position this season with the new signing. And this is Sumau again, drives it in, and Strauss bundles it out for a corner. Not the best bit of goalkeeping you will see, but at least that's been cleared by the Olympic defence, only as far as Brimmer. Now Sykes, our playmaker. This is James. Well, good save there by Strauss. I thought that was going to be number 6, but that was quite a good save by the keeper. Not a bad clearance upfield, but now this is Sykes to Brimmer, who is relishing that role in midfield. This is Connor Payne with a nice cross, and Stamatolopoulos, well, he does make it 6-0, and his second goal of the match. So the Newcastle Jets already 6 goals on the board, and we're only 16 minutes into the game. We might hit double figures before half time. But a good first time cross by Connor Payne, and Stamatolopoulos, he won't miss those very often. I've got a feeling with the game, with instructions, I've got my team, as you can see, playing out of defence. I'm trying to eliminate some of the the long balls from defence that you just turn over, and also hit early crosses, which doesn't always work, but that's what I've got the team doing. And so far what I've seen, it seems to be working. Anyway, this is James with the ball now to Connor Payne. They certainly do seem to be favouring the left side of the field for attack, and this is Stamatolopoulos, and he tries his luck again, and that's just over the bar. But as you can see across the bottom, every player rating above 7. Connor Payne almost a 9. So the whole team is performing very well. As I said, Carl Weertz, the new assistant manager here, lots of experience, and his suggestion for the team talk seems to be spot on at the moment. Now this is Miller with a header that went over the bar. In real life, Carl Weertz, he manages Adelaide United, and he's about to, in a couple of months' time, start his second campaign for Adelaide. I think he's an Adelaide boy anyway. So he's managing the local team down there in the A-League. But in Football Manager, we've got him up here in Newcastle. Jerry Payton was our assistant manager for the last 2 seasons, and he retired at the end of last season. I think he was at about 66, 67. So he called it a day. And I thought Carl Weertz was a pretty good replacement. Anyway, this is Galloway. Well, has he got another penalty? No, he just fell over a little bit easy. Anyway, this is Harris clearing it long, but unfortunately for them, straight to Ansell. Now, this is Sykes, the playmaker for the Jets. This is Sumau. Oh, well, another man went down, but no penalty. This is Galloway. Nice cross. But Stamatolopoulos, he couldn't keep that header down. So Strauss is certainly getting plenty of practice clearing the ball upfield and trying to make saves. It's not a bad ball out to Duckworth. He's on a yellow, and he passes it, a shocking pass, all the way back to Sumau. Now the big man is through. He might go all the way through here, and he does. He does. Sumau makes it 7-0 to the Jets. After just giving that player, Duckworth, a bit of a rap for taking the ball very well on the right. I don't know what his pass was. An absolute shocking pass. Why would you want to pass the ball back to defenders on the halfway mark? And Sumau, just on the edge of the box, makes it 7-0. So both strikers are now, I think, sitting on a brace. Anyway, this is Brimmer with a free kick. And this time Clark, well, he's offside. Okay, I thought that was going to be number 8, but Clark up from the defence for the free kick, and I think he was just a little bit offside. We won't argue with the old VAR. They do tend to get it right, probably the majority of the time. So 15 shots to 0, 65% possession. A very dominating first half performance by the visitors. Now this is Lambert to Starrett. He plays it long. That's Clark heading the ball away. Now this is Kay playing it long but straight to Ansell. So Miller, he can start a counter-attack here. This is Sumau. Probably looking for a hat-trick. Who's going to get the hat-trick first? Sumau or Stamatolopoulos? Now Galloway. Now Sykes. Oh, he had a good chance there to maybe put that ball in the back of the net. Only 4 corners so far in the match. 5, make it 5. Sometimes in Football Manager we seem to get quite a few corners. I think more corners than a normal football game. We seem to sometimes have matches with 15 or 20 plus corners in a match. But anyway, this is Brimmer for the Jets. And I thought he was going to get a penalty there. This is James. He tried his luck, but didn't quite get that on target. We're playing this game on extended highlights, which is what I normally do for this save. I do like to actually see a bit more of the game. I'm not a great big fan of key highlights, so I do enjoy watching the game on extended highlights, and we're getting quite a few highlights in this match. And here's another goal, Connor Payne making it 8-0. The keeper, once again, Butterfingers, maybe you could call him, wasn't the best of saves there. Let's have a look at this. Bremer with the free kick. Stamatolopoulos and the keeper. Yes, he probably should have tipped that over the bar, and Payne doing a very good job coming in on the far post. Anyway, Galloway now with a throw to Miller. This is Sykes. Tried to find Bremer. This is Sykes again. Plays it to Galloway. Taking their time, very patient. Well, he's gone down, and I think that's just a goal kick. Okay. For a split second there, I thought, is this going to be penalty number 2? But I think this is going to be the halftime score, 8-0. I wasn't far off maybe getting the double figures. Anyway, James with a throw, and this is cleared. Not very well by Starrett, and this is Sykes. Sykes now, can he get a nice cross in? And a low one. Ooh, Miller with quite a hard shot that just missed the far post. So poor old MA Olympic, they're yet to have a shot in this game. This is Miller playing it forward. That's been cleared, but only as far as Ansell. I guess the defenders would be getting a little bit bored in this game. Haven't had much work to do at all, especially when it comes to defence. And this is Sykes across to Bremer. I think he tried a shot there. This has been cleared. Now, I thought maybe MA were going to get a chance there. This is Payne. And he's gone down, but no penalty. This is Duckworth playing it long. Not a bad ball, almost finding his forward. This is Sykes to Miller. And he tries his luck. Not a bad save by Sykes, and I think I thought we were going to get a corner, but Stamatolopoulos, he keeps it in. And there we are, Miller, this time getting his first goal of the match, and it's 9-0 to the Jets. We've got 3 minutes of added time. There's probably a very good chance that we're going to get the magic 10th goal before half time, the way this game is going. But Miller, a very nice header there. So once again, a bit of an embarrassing a game here with very little opposition in the way of MA Olympic. So this is maybe our final chance to make it 10 if we can, and this is Bremer. Well, he tried his luck, but that was wide. So I think it's going to be 9-0 at half time, and it is. It's very, we've got an attendance here. This is interesting. Attendance of 75, and we've got 3 away fans from Newcastle. Yes, it is a long way from Newcastle to Townsville in far north Queensland, and as you can see, the match stats heavily in favour of the Newcastle Jets. Outstretched arms, and very pleased with your performance. Yeah, keep it up. What else could you say to the boys? But can MA Olympic maybe do better in the second half? Can they maybe score a goal? And hopefully for them, they won't let Newcastle Jets score a further 9, which would be very embarrassing. Anyway, Woods for the Jets, he's had practically nothing to do in this game. He'd be getting pretty bored out there, I think. Anyway, Miller now for the Jets. Coming forward, he had a great season last year as well. This is Stamatolopoulos. Too easy. Stamatolopoulos making it 10-0. And that's his hat-trick for the game. And so he's the first player to get a hat-trick in this match. Sumau, he's on a brace, and I think so is Payne from memory. But a nice run by Miller and a very simple through ball for Stamatolopoulos. I'm not quite too sure where the 75 fans are. They must be behind the camera, I think, on this side of the field. But now a corner for the Jets, and that's headed away by the MA Olympic Defence and Sykes, who doesn't seem to be in much of a hurry to get to the ball. Can't blame him, really. And he cuts it back for James, and now this is Brimmer. Plenty of players forward for the Jets. And Brimmer tries his luck, but that's wide. I think in another 10 minutes we'll make at least a couple of substitutions. This is Brimmer again. Oh, nice looking free kick. I thought that was going to be goal number 11. As we can see in some other games, Wellington are leading a side 4-0, and Adelaide United only leading 1-0 in their match. So much lower scoring than here. But anyway, Sumau now for the Jets, and he plays it through for Miller, number 12, always had to be, and that's Miller's second goal of the match. And a very, very nice assist by Sumau, very unselfish play, just playing that ball through. Stamatolopoulos with the header, and Sumau, who probably could have got himself all the way, but Miller, perfect run. And the poor old keeper is beaten for the 11th time in the game. So Stamatolopoulos is sitting on a perfect 10. Sumau is sitting on 9.5. Payne's on a perfect 10. No one is rating below 7 in the team. I've never seen that before, I think, in Football Manager. Anyway, Stamatolopoulos sending it across to Miller. Cuts it back to Galloway. And Galloway tries his luck, why not? And that was a good save by the keeper. At least he got his paws to that ball and he put it over the bar. A deep corner. Once again, the header just over the bar. So I think we'll make some substitutions now, since the game is so one-sided. I'd like to bring on Gethin Jones. He's our new player who can play at right back, and I'd like to get Jai Oakes in the game as well. And since Stamatolopoulos has already got his hat trick, I think I'll bring on Jai Oakes. He's only young, and I think we'll definitely probably make him an advance forward. I think Samau's playing the pressing forward, which is his normal role. So Oakes can play the advance forward, and be interesting to see how this young fellow goes in this match. He did pretty well in one of our youth teams last season. I was very tempted to bring him into the first team last season, but I've given him his opportunity this season. That was Sumau with a pretty decent header just over the bar. Just got a feeling Jai Oakes has got goals in him. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that I'm correct with that. And I think we'll make maybe one more substitution, I think, maybe coming up. I'd really like to maybe see Aspro Potamaitis get a little bit of a run here, and I think I'll bring him on for Clark. Last year, Aspro Potamaitis, he didn't get much game time in the first team, mainly because the central defenders were playing so well. Anyway, this is Miller for the Jets to Jones. Not a very good attempted cross-all pass there. This is K playing it long, but straight to Aspropotomitis. Now Brimmer to Sykes. This is Brimmer again. And he's lucky to keep possession there. Now Connor Payne with, well, another great looking shot. I think that must have hit the post. No corner. Anyway, Strauss with another goal kick. He must be getting a little bit sick of doing that. And this is James now for the Jets. You can set up an attack down the left wing. I've got both fullbacks actually playing wing-back mode in support. Nice goal by Sykes. He had all the time in the world to turn and make it 12-0. So Sykes, he gets his goal. And James, he really he set this up with a nice run down the left. Pretty good cross. Look at Sykes here. Just all the time in the world to turn and hits it past the poor old keeper Strauss. Beaten now for the 12th time in the match. 43 shots to 0. This is probably another example of where Sports Interactive don't quite understand the game in Australia. You wouldn't see a scoreline like this in the FFA Cup at this stage. The non-A-League side would normally be beaten, but not by this margin. But anyway, this is the way it is, and this is Samau. He was trying for his hat-trick there. And now Brimmer with another free kick. Pretty nice looking cross, but that's gone wide. That free kick was almost in the penalty area. Must have been very close to being a pen. And Wellington leading their match 6-0, so they're having a bit of an easy time. And Adelaide United 2-0 against, I think it's North Brisbane. But we're fast approaching the end of this match. As I said, a little bit of an embarrassment. Most of the goals coming in the opening 45 minutes. The second half, not quite the same as the first, but it's still been a very comprehensive victory for the Newcastle Jets. And I think I'll just call out some praise to the team because they have all played very, very well. Admittedly against quite weak opposition. There we are, goal number 13, and it's Sumau with his hat-trick. So both forwards getting a hat-trick in today's game, and the big man, he won't miss those very often. And Brimmer with another assist, and well and truly onside. Thank you very much. So that might be the scoring, end of the scoring for the match. Famous last words. Maybe we're going to get goal number 14 here. And Connor Payne, who's had a whale of an opening game for the Newcastle Jets. Still sitting on a perfect rating of 10. And this is Brimmer to Sykes. Through to Jai Oakes. Oh, a little bit of a glitch in the game there. But I think that was a very good save there by the keeper. And it was a corner. And that's been cleared. Only as far as Connor Payne. And he's missed out, he's lost out to Mears, who just clears it out for a throw-in. Well, we didn't have a downpour as predicted, but certainly, as you can see, it's still raining up here in Townsville. Maybe MA Olympic would have been hoping for an absolute downpour, but that's a bit of a poor ball through. But I've got a feeling that's going to be just about the match. 13 goals to 0. Once again, a bit of an embarrassing scoreline. But I won't complain since it's another nice victory for the team and gets us through to the second round. And that's it. That's the end of the match. 13 goals to 0. 55 shots to 0. Possession 67%. 12 corners to 0. An average rating of 8.85. That is extremely high. And I think we'll just go to the dressing room, and I think that was, a good win, boys. I'll go along with Carl Veert. And he can do the old tunnel interview there. And as you can see, Wellington Phoenix, a good win, 7-0 against the Kangaroo Point Rovers. And Caloundra FC in extra time against Nerang, 3-2. And Adelaide United, a 4-0 win over North Brisbane. And Newcastle Jets, 13-0 over MA Olympic. So that is the game for today. Humiliation for MA Olympic, that's absolutely correct. The Newcastle Jets win in FFA Cup first round. Connor Payne, he made his debut and he did extremely well. Reece James, he was in top form, 3 assists, 7 key passes, a rating of 10. And I think we've just got to say, his passing was a joy to behold. He did extremely well. Okay, we'll just... Newcastle Jets break consecutive wins record. Okay, Newcastle Jets 6 games won in a row between Wednesday 4th of August 2021 and Tuesday 2nd of August 2022 is a new FFA Cup record. We set a new record here. Okay, our biggest ever win. The previous was an 8-2 victory against the Newcastle Jets. I think that was our youth team they're talking about there. And once again, just a message here about blitzing the MA Olympic. Okay, so what's going to happen next is we do have another friendly against Brisbane City. That's in 10 days' time. Just having a very quick look at the friendly matches that I've actually organised. We've got Brisbane City away, and then we're playing Brisbane Strikers also in a friendly up in Brisbane. So that's our next 2 games, and the FFA Cup second round will be played on the 24th of August in 3 weeks' time. I'm not quite too sure when we get to find out our opponents in that match. So let's just come back to that in a second or two. Okay, so we've found out our opponent for the second round of the FFA Cup, and it's Brisbane Roar and Newcastle Jets. We have been drawn as the home team, so we'll play the game at the Hunter Stadium in Newcastle. So not quite an easy fixture. Brisbane Roar will be quite a difficult side to beat, that's for sure. But our next game is just a friendly against Brisbane City. Then we play Brisbane Strikers in another friendly. Then we'll come back for the... actually, we've got the Brisbane Roar. Just looking at our schedule, this is interesting. I forgot about this. We've actually got Brisbane Roar in a friendly 3 days before the FFA Cup second round. So what I'll be doing, I will be cancelling that friendly against Brisbane Roar on the 27th of August. So we will come back for the FFA Cup second round match against the Brisbane Roar at home in Newcastle. So that's the video for today. A bit of a thumping 13-0 victory against MA Olympic up in North Queensland in Townsville. And as you saw, we actually did get 75 fans, a capacity crowd at that particular ground up in North Queensland. I think it's the Burt Street ground. 75 people turned up, which was a capacity, with 3 away fans from Newcastle making the journey all the way north to far North Queensland. So that's the video for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, I'm Barry Foster. I'll see you then.